Hello everybody, my name is Koen from the Fellowship of Acoustics and it's time for new arrivals again. So let's kick off fast. So this is a 1969 Masterbuilt Greg Fester Stratocaster. 3-tone sunburst, journeyman relic, beautiful pickguard, and what I love is the big headstock. I find it very fancy, very chic. Not a lot of people agree with me that they like the big headstock. Most of the people like the small headstock. But yeah, it's kind of getting popular again, so it's cool. The next one here is a very interesting OM2H from Collings. Usually the OM2H has an Indian rosewood back and sides paired with a Sitka spruce top. This one still holds the Sitka spruce top, but on back and sides it's walnut. And walnut is very interesting because it's a very crispy, very rich tone wood, which is not used a lot in traditional American brands. But when they do, it's really interesting how they sound. So it has a really sharp, really direct response, really interesting tone, because it has a lot of rings and bells to it as well. And if you play this one in for half a year, you don't know what you'll hear. It's a superb tone wood, really underestimated. This guitar is interesting too, because with Black Friday last year, Gibson wanted to participate as well, and they made a limited run from J45, a special appointment. So this one has beautiful headstock inlays, bound fingerboards, and rosewood back and sides. And it's interesting because it has quite a few upgrades. The abalone rosette here as well, but it's not that much more expensive than a regular J45. What the rosewood does compared to the mahogany is it adds more bass, more treble. So if you've been playing J45s and you thought, oh, this one could have a bit more bite, then this one could be really interesting because it has a bit more bite. So you get that extra bass, you get that extra top chime in the higher regions. It's a very cool, interesting guitar. Alright, so the next guitar here, it's one of my favorite body shapes. So this is the OM Grand from Santa Cruz. We already had one of his brothers last week, but that was this regular OM. This one is slightly wider, but it still holds the same thickness as a standard OM. So when you sit with the guitar, it feels really small, but due to that extra width, you get a lot of extra bass. This one is with alpine spruce top, East Indian rosewood back and sides, and of course the beautiful butter toast sunburst, which is one of my favorites. Another thing where this guitar is very suitable for is drop tunings. You wouldn't say that for many American brands, but this one keeps the tones really tight and at the same time gives you a lot of bass and a lot of response, so it's a really interesting guitar. So now it's time for a really cool piece of history. This is a Fender Mustang from 1969 in competition red, and this one has seen hundreds and hundreds of stages back in the time when smoking was still allowed. So you can see the nicotine stains all over this guitar, the white stripes turned yellow, but it just adds so much rock and roll to it. When we received this guitar, it was tough to play, frets were completely gone, it didn't have a setup in years and years. We did a refret on it, we left all the stains because we just loved the natural looks of this guitar. It aged really nice and it had some modification over the years, so there is active electronics in there. One knob here is to activate the active electronics, so you can play passively and active. And if you play active, you don't need any pedals anymore, because this one has a top boost and a regular boost that just goes through the roof. So if you don't like playing with pedals, you don't want to have any boost pedals and want to arrange everything on your guitar, go check out this one. Yeah, superb little guitar. Of course it had some modifications, but I don't think it will get more rock and roll than this one. So that was it for this week. I really hope you enjoyed the guitars. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this kind of videos, please hit the subscribe button down below. And we will be back next week. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye. Bye.